coming. Today I'm going to be talking about gun possession and how I think it should be outlawed. Crimes are a very serious thing that can affect anybody at any time. According to LIRN 2012, the crime rates have been skyrocketing and criminals are going above and beyond in attempts to hurt others. I believe that most of this would have to do with the possession of guns and how they are being used. These weapons are falling into the hands of pretty much anyone, and I strongly suggest that serious action needs to be taken when it comes to tightening up the rules and regulations on who gets the guns and who doesn't. Guns have been around since the early 1400s, but they have had gun possession rules and regulations since the early 1900s. According to UPSH 2011, guns have been around longer, yet the way that they are being used now and are being used to abuse the rights to bear arms. It states in the amendments that the citizens have the right to bear arms, however, those rights are being given for protection only. It is obvious that in this day, many are getting killed because the possession rights are turning into people getting killed for only one reason, and that reason is for people to be as selfish and mentally unstable to do something as terrible as to kill someone. With guns, there's not always the ways of killing. However, people still get injured, and that is something that nobody should have to suffer through. I strongly believe that guns should only be used for hunting and for people with higher authorities. When reading the cited article above, the rates of crimes are skyrocketing because of the wrong people having these guns. There needs to be tighter rules and regulations on who can have these weapons and who shouldn't, and this should save lives significantly. Since gun possession is such a serious subject, even President Obama is concerned about why so many people have these guns and their way of using them instead of just protection. President Obama InfoWars 2011 wishes to ban the possession of guns from citizens across the nation and not just in some states. However, the president doesn't always have the say on what gets passed and what doesn't. And because there is so much background in the amendment and 2/3 must be passed underneath him, there is just no way that it would pass. He claims that it would, quote, reduce the crime rates by 90%, which I can agree in the opinion of knowing myself about most of the crimes coming from people having these guns. Different rules apply to different states, so therefore not all states and people that live in them would have the same opinions and rules, says NY Times 2012. For example, I live in Wisconsin, so the rules are going to be different for people that live in New York. Another example, a man is charged with murder in New York, and he would also get charged with possession of a gun because the guns are outlawed there. This is not the case in all states, and all different places have different rules to what decisions are made when criminals possibly get charged. There was a crime that broke out today at the Empire State Building in New York. 3 people were killed and 9 people were injured, and the man will be charged with gun possession along with the possession of murder. Since different rules apply to different states about these gun possession laws, the acts of violence is becoming a bigger concern. Mass murders are spreading around the U.S. involving all kinds of different places, like I explained before, with larger amounts of targeted people. Hearing about all of these shootings involving the wrong people getting a hold of guns in movie theaters, temples, shootings, buildings, and more is just something that I can really never understand in my opinion. It is more than just upsetting to hear about these things and people thinking that it is okay. What's going to get done, and who's going to take charge? People are getting hurt and much more worse, dying because of the lack of upgrading these laws. Not too long ago, there was a shooting at the Sikh temple, killing 6 and injuring 3, no longer than 10 minutes away from my home. It was a tragic loss for the city of Oak Creek, of where I live in. My friend's mother was shot and killed on the spot just because some angry man was ignorant about this certain culture. It is said that the mental stabilization of the population today is getting worse, and what's being done? Nothing, really. The gunman came into the building, shooting people and killing them on the spot, giving them no chance to fight back. When something that sporadic occurs, there is no given chance to fight back if someone even had a gun at that time. So why have gun possession laws if we can't have time to shoot back? If the gun possession laws were at a higher level, this probably would have never happened. From Wiz TV, 2011, they noted that they are targeting bigger groups where people tend to gather at, giving a better chance at more people to get injured or seriously killed. Security needs to be at a higher rate to eliminate the weapons, such as guns, to even enter those places where larger groups come together. There needs to be tighter laws that only allow higher authorities and members of the military to only have possession of guns. I would understand if people use them for hunting, but the rules and regulations of those need to be at a higher rate because there's just too many people that have guns. This will reduce the amount of crimes and injuries that occur every year and will save lives. Action needs to be taken so that we can help reduce crimes by tighter laws enforcing that only higher authorities should have these guns. Even though guns have been around for years, people are becoming more violent and have been using them for years. By taking more aggressive action, this will help save lives and keep the guns to people that have higher authorities in this country. This can also outlaw the guns in the states to normal citizens. This will make the world a better place, a more safer place to live in, and will help save lives every day. Thanks for coming.